If you're watching this video right now, it's because someone played with your heart. Someone took your affection, your trust, your dedication, and treated it all like it was worthless. And what hurts the most might not even be what that person did. What hurts the most is seeing them move on with their life just fine, sleeping well, smiling in photos while you're left here, carrying the weight, picking up the pieces, trying to understand what you did wrong. So let me tell you right now, right at the beginning, straight up, you did nothing wrong, and this isn't how it's going to end. My justice is already in motion. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how it works, why it seems to take so long, and what you need to stop doing today so you don't get in the way of what heaven has already decided to do in your favor. I know who's on the other side of this screen. You're not a cold person. You're not someone who uses people. You're the opposite of that. You're the kind of person who loves hard, who cares, who gives their all, who puts the pain of others before your own. And that's exactly why you got hurt. It wasn't a lack of intelligence. It wasn't because you were stupid. It was because you offered something real to someone who was never committed to the truth. Maybe it was in a marriage. You gave 20, 30 years of your life. You raised the kids, gave up on your dreams, held the family together through the toughest times. And the person just walked out for someone else, or they stayed by your side, treating you with contempt, with coldness, faking a love that had died long ago. Maybe it was a more recent love. Someone who came along after years of loneliness, made you feel alive again, filled you with promises, and the moment you let your guard down, they showed their true colors. Or maybe it wasn't even a romantic relationship. Maybe it was a child you supported their whole life, who now only calls when they need money. A friend you helped through their lowest point who disappeared when your hard times came. A sibling you helped who stabbed you in the back over an inheritance, pride, or an old grudge. Whatever your case may be, the feeling inside is the same. It's that sense of injustice that tightens your chest and won't let you breathe right. It's lying in bed at night, replaying the scenes, the conversations, the words, searching for the exact moment you should have seen it coming. It's waking up in the middle of the night with your heart racing. It's asking yourself in the darkness of your room with your eyes full of tears, why me? Why did this happen to me? Why am I, the one who only wanted to do good, here paying a debt that isn't mine while the one who did the wrong is out there, seemingly without a scratch, living as if nothing ever happened? I came to answer that question today, and when you understand the answer, something inside of you will finally be able to rest. And maybe that's exactly why you couldn't turn off this video in the first few seconds, because there's a part of you that's tired of crying in secret, but there's another part that feels deep down that all this suffering can't have been for nothing, that there's a purpose behind this pain that you can't quite see yet, and I need to tell you a truth. There is. A lot of people cry out for justice. A lot of people scream inside, begging for heaven to do something, but very few people stop to ask, what's really at stake in their spiritual life? And what's at stake is bigger than this hurt. It has to do with your story, with your family, with the spiritual legacy you'll leave for those who come after you. That's why I've prepared a powerful ebook for you called How to Know If God Will Save You on Judgment Day. The link is right in the description of this video and also pinned at the top of the comments. Many people who were in the exact same place you are now, hurt, lost, with the rug pulled out from under them, found in these pages the direction they had been searching for years. But I have to be honest with you. This content could be taken down at any moment, and those who feel this calling and put it off often don't get a second chance to come back. Don't postpone what's being placed in front of you today. And if these words are touching your heart right now, type Amen in the comments below as a sign that you've heard. Now that you've decided to stay with me, I'm going to take you to a place you may have never had the courage to look, because to understand justice, you first need to understand the wound. And the wound didn't start on the day that person betrayed you, abandoned you, or disappointed you. It started long before that. Pay attention to the symptoms, because they'll show you exactly where you are. The first symptom of someone whose affection has been trampled on is a distrust that settles into everything. You, who used to be open, who believed in people, now overanalyze every word, every gesture, looking for the ulterior motive. You've started to think that every kindness comes with a price, that every nice gesture hides a selfish interest. You answer the phone already bracing for disappointment. This is exhausting. Living on the defensive consumes energy that should be used for living. The second symptom is what I call the prison of memory. Your mind is stuck in the past, replaying the whole movie, and you can't move forward because a part of you still lives back there, in that day, in that conversation, in that discovery. You might be physically in the present, washing the dishes, driving in traffic, sitting on the couch, but your head is in an old courtroom, re-presenting evidence to a judge who is no longer there. The third symptom is inverted guilt. It's when you, the victim, start to feel like the guilty one. You think, was I too demanding? Wasn't I good enough? If I had done things differently, acted differently, spoken differently, would any of this have happened? And this is one of the biggest lies planted in the mind of someone who's been hurt, making the good person carry the blame that belongs entirely to the one who did the wrong. I want to rip that lie out of you today. And there's the fourth symptom, which is the most dangerous of all. It's when you start to harden, when you feel yourself becoming a person you never wanted to be, harder, colder, more cynical, more suspicious. You catch yourself thinking things you never thought, wishing for things you would never wish for. And then the real fear hits. Is this person, on top of everything they've already taken from me, going to take my very essence too? Are they going to turn me into the very thing I've always hated? If you recognized yourself in any of these four symptoms, write in the comments which one is the strongest in you today. I read them, and it helps me understand your pain, so I can serve you better. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do it now. Hit the notification bell because what I'm about to reveal next is the root of all this, and you can't afford to miss it. The deepest cause of your wound has a name, and I'll tell you without fear. You put a human being in the place that belongs only to God. You expected from a person the security, the value, the unconditional love, and the complete faithfulness that only heaven can give you in full. And that's not a sin, it's not stupidity. It's human nature to want to love and be loved, to want a shoulder to lean on, a companion, a hand to hold. But when you give a person the power to define your worth, you also give them, without realizing it, the power to destroy you. And that's what happened. The person who played with your affection didn't have that power on their own merit. They had that power because you, in your good faith, in your vulnerability, without even noticing, placed that power in their hands. And this is where a lot of people get stuck, because they feel they need to know once and for all if they're under the right protection. You spent years looking for security from someone who couldn't give it. Don't make the same mistake with your eternity. That's why I've prepared the powerful ebook for you, How to Know If God Will Save You on Judgment Day, with the link in the description and pinned at the top of the comments. Now is not the time to put off this answer. Those who feel the call and act find peace. Those who just wait miss the right time to receive. Now let me show you something that will completely change the way you see the person who hurt you. You think they got away with it. You look at their social media and see smiles, vacations, a new life, people all around them, and you think, it's not fair, they're fine and I'm here destroyed. But I'm going to tell you a truth that few have the courage to say. What you see is not their life, it's their highlight reel. And nobody, absolutely nobody, puts what's broken on the inside in their highlight reel. A person who is capable of playing with someone's affection, of taking what is sacred and treating it as disposable, carries an emptiness inside them that no smiling photo can fill. They didn't escape anything. They just postponed the meeting with themselves. And that meeting always comes. Always. Because my justice doesn't work like the justice of men, which needs witnesses, evidence, lawyers, and a court date. My justice works from the inside out. It doesn't need to strike down someone's house with a lightning bolt. It simply allows each person to reap in due time exactly what they sowed with their own hands. And here's the point that will set you free, so pay close attention. The reason justice seems to take so long isn't neglect. It's depth. The justice of man is fast and shallow. It cuts off the branch. My justice is slow and deep because it deals with the root. When you think nothing is happening, it's because what's happening is too big to be seen from the outside. The one who played with your affection will learn a lesson, but it won't be a lesson that lasts a day, and then it's over. It will be a lesson that rearranges their entire life, that hits where it hurts most, that teaches through loss, through loneliness, through the emptiness they built themselves, brick by brick, choice by choice. Think about it for a moment, calmly. The person who cheats once carries forever, in their heart, the suspicion that they too can be cheated on. The person who abandons will live the rest of their life with the fear of abandonment. The person who used your love like a disposable object will surround themselves with people who also only know how to use others, and they will die of thirst surrounded by salt water. This isn't a curse. This is the harvest. I don't need to lift a hand against anyone. I just need to allow time to reveal with perfect clarity what each person chose to build. And while that's happening to them, far from your eyes, something completely different is being prepared for you. Because the same justice that corrects also restores. The same hand that collects from the one who did wrong gives back to the one who was hurt. And this but is very important. There is a condition. There's a door that only you can close, and as long as it's open, restoration can't come in. I'll tell you what that door is in a moment, and when I do, you'll understand why your life got stuck at this exact point. Before that, if this video is touching you, leave a like, because that helps this message reach other people who are suffering in silence right now, with no one to tell them it's going to be okay. Let me talk to you about time, because time is where your faith is being tested right now. When someone plays with your affection, the clock inside you breaks. You want justice today. You want the person to understand today, to feel it today, to apologize today. And when today passes and nothing visible happens, that voice comes along saying you've been forgotten, that no one saw, that there's no justice, that you're a fool for still believing. That voice is a liar, and I want you to learn to recognize its tone. The fact that you can't see the process doesn't mean in any way that the process doesn't exist. A seed that's been planted spends time under the ground, in the dark, looking dead, before it shows any sign of life above the surface. And if you keep digging up the seed every hour to check if it's growing, you kill what was beginning to sprout. That is exactly what anxiety does to you. It digs up every day what needed to be left alone, working in the dark. And look how serious this is. Many people miss out on their restoration, not because heaven didn't want to give it, but because they didn't know how to wait for the time to receive it. They get so busy watching the life of the person who hurt them, so focused on checking whether justice has arrived or not, that they don't notice their own hands being prepared, in silence, to receive new things. Have you ever stopped to think about how much of your energy, your thoughts, your nights of sleep, you still spend on someone who has already proven with facts that they don't deserve you? That's a price you continue to pay every single day for a debt that isn't yours. And today I want to help you stop paying that bill. Because there's a huge difference between the lesson that will be taught to the one who hurt you and the lesson I want to teach you. The lesson for the one who hurt you is a harsh one. It's a lesson taught by loss, by a fall, by consequences. But the lesson for you is a lesson that teaches through liberation. It's not the same school, it's not the same classroom. The one who hurt you will learn by falling. You will learn by being lifted up. And that's what I need you to get in your heart before anything else. You don't have to become anyone's executioner for justice to happen. That's not your job. And every time you try to do that job with your own hands, you only accomplish one thing. You delay your own new beginning. And maybe this is exactly where your heart tightened, because deep down you know you've been carrying a role that was never yours. You've been trying to be the judge, jury, and executioner in a case that belongs to the highest court there is. And letting go of that is scary, because it feels like if you let go, the person gets away. But I'm here to tell you, in no uncertain terms, no one escapes judgment. Letting go isn't setting the person free. Letting go is handing the person over to a justice far greater, far more complete, and far more final than anything your tired hands could ever do. And when you understand how this judgment works, you stop trying to solve everything on your own, because you understand that there is someone who saw what no one saw, who heard what no one heard, and who forgets absolutely nothing. But there's a question that comes with that, and it's inevitable. If there's a judgment that reaches the one who hurt you, that same judgment will also reach you. And do you know where you stand before it? Do you have that certainty or just hope? That's why I've prepared the powerful ebook for you, How to Know If God Will Save You on Judgment Day. The link is in the description and pinned at the top of the comments. Just tap to open it. It will show you clearly and without beating around the bush the signs of who is under the right protection, and the path to take if you don't yet have that certainty in your heart. Some people have written to me saying they were able to sleep peacefully for the first time in years after reading these pages. But this material is sensitive and could be removed without any warning. If you're feeling that you need this answer, don't treat this like just another video you watched. Treat it like the sign you may have been waiting for a long time. And write down below, "I trust in your justice," to seal this decision before heaven. Now the time has come for me to show you what that door is, the door that only you can close. And I know what I'm about to say might bother you at first, but stay with me until the end, because this is exactly where your freedom is hidden. The door is called forgiveness. And before you close the video thinking I'm going to ask you to pretend nothing happened, listen carefully to what I have to say. Forgiving is not saying that what they did to you was no big deal. It's not opening the door of your house again to someone who has already proven, with their actions, that they will hurt you again. It's not forgetting. It's not accepting. It's not going back. It's not humbling yourself. Forgiving is your decision and yours alone to take a weight off your own shoulders that was never meant for you to carry. It's letting go of the chain, because as long as you hate that person, pay attention to this, you are still chained to them. Hate is a chain that binds both sides at the same time. You think you're holding on to the person so they can't escape, but the truth is you're chained right alongside them, being dragged wherever they go. To forgive is to cut that chain. It's you saying out loud or in the silence of your heart, "I will no longer be your jailer, because being your jailer forces me to stay in the prison with you. I hand you over to the one who knows exactly what to do at the exact time it should be done." And when you do that for real, something almost physical happens. The weight lifts from your chest. The person stops living inside your head rent-free, occupying the best room in your thoughts. And the space they took up, which was a huge space, is finally free for something else to enter. And what enters is restoration. And I need you to understand the magnitude of what I'm telling you. My restoration isn't just giving you back what you lost. It's giving it back to you with interest, compounded, with overflow. In my word, there's the story of a man named Job, who lost everything, absolutely everything, his possessions, his children, his health, without having done anything to deserve it. And at the end of his story, he didn't just get back what he had before. He received double. There is also the promise that I will restore the years the locust has eaten. Notice the word, the years, not the days. The entire years that were devoured, that seemed lost forever, that you had already written off as a loss. I know how to give them back, and I know how to do it in a way that makes the wait worthwhile. Maybe you're thinking right now, but I've already lost too much time. I'm already a certain age. I'm past 35, past 40, 50, 60, and look what they did to me. Look where I'm stuck. I want you to listen to this very carefully, as if I were speaking right next to your ear. Your age isn't your end, it's your foundation. You are not too old to start over. You are mature enough to start over the right way, without repeating the same mistakes your younger self made out of pure naivety. That person you were before who gave their whole heart to someone who didn't even deserve a piece of it. They taught you something. It hurt a lot, but it taught you, and now you know things you didn't know before. You can see signs that used to fly right by you. That's not a useless scar that's been left behind, that's discernment. That's your new protection, bought with tears, and for that very reason, it's a protection no one will ever be able to take from you. And you should know, you're not alone on this road. Here in the US, the number of people over 40 starting over in their love lives and emotional lives is only growing. Long marriages that end, decades-long friendships that are revealed for what they are, families that reorganize. If you feel that starting over at this stage is rare or shameful, or something for people who failed, I guarantee you, it's the opposite. Starting over with the maturity you have today, with the faith you have today, is one of the bravest things a human being can do, and courage never goes unnoticed by heaven. Let me give you some practical steps now, because faith without action is just a feeling, and I don't want you to leave here just feeling emotional. I want you to leave here transformed, with a path at your feet. First thing, stop monitoring the life of the person who hurt you. Every time you go to that person's profile, every time you ask a mutual acquaintance for news about them, every time you try to find out if they're doing well or poorly, you are watering with your own hands the plant that should be drying up. cut off access. This isn't immaturity, it's not weakness, it's treatment. It's like a wound that needs a bandage. If you keep taking off the bandage every hour to see how it's doing, it will never, ever heal. Give yourself the peace of not knowing. Not knowing in this case is a mercy. Second thing, stop telling your story as a victim. I know it hurt, and you had every right to feel what you felt with the intensity you felt it. But there's a difference between processing the pain and feeding on it every day. Every time you tell the story to one more person, with the same details, with the same anger rising, with the same tightness in your chest, you are reliving it. And your body doesn't know the difference between what really happened and what you're just remembering. To your body, every time you tell it, it's like it's happening all over again. You are wounding yourself with your own mouth. From today on, when you need to talk about the past, speak as a survivor, not a victim. Talk about what you learned, not just what you suffered. The same story can be told as a defeat or as a journey through. The choice of words is yours. Third thing, stop waiting for an apology. This might be the hardest one of all. You still hold on, even if it's well hidden deep down, to the hope that one day that person will come to you, will acknowledge everything they did, will cry, will ask for forgiveness, and that then, and only then, you'll finally be able to move on with a clear conscience. I need to free you from that today. Your healing cannot depend on a gesture from someone who has already proven, with facts, that they don't have that gesture to give. If your peace depends on that, you outsource the most important thing in your life to the person who cares the least about it. Your freedom cannot be kept in the hands of the one who imprisoned you. Take that key out of the wrong hands. Fourth thing, allow yourself to open up again. Someone who's been hurt in love builds a wall around their heart, and the wall does protect, but the wall also isolates. It stops the arrow from getting in, but it stops the hug from getting in just the same. I'm not telling you to go out and trust everyone again naively like before. I'm telling you not to let one wrong person forever close the door that other right people will still want to walk through. There are still good people on your path. There is true affection reserved for you, and it can come in many forms. In the form of a new relationship, yes, but also in the form of a new friendship, a reconciled family, a child who returns, a grandchild who is born, a community that welcomes you. But if the wall is too high, not even the good things will be able to climb it. And here I speak directly to your responsibility, because it exists, and you need to hear this. You weren't hurt just for your own sake. There are people watching you. There are children, nieces and nephews, grandchildren, younger people, people from your church, from your neighborhood, who are learning by observing you what one does with the pain of a betrayal. If these people see you embittered for the rest of your life, trapped, hardened, they will learn by example that heartache is a dead-end street. But if they see you rise again, forgive without being a fool, start over with wisdom, choose better the second time around, they will learn that there is a way out, and where the door is. Your healing isn't just for you. It's a legacy you leave behind. It's the breaking of a cycle that may have been repeating for generations in your family. People who loved wrong, who were betrayed, who stayed silent, who hardened, and who passed the pain on without even realizing it. You can be the exact person where this entire cycle stops. You can be the turning point in a story that is bigger than you. And when you do that, when you close the right door and open the right door, the lesson is truly complete. The one who hurt you receives the harsh lesson of loss in their own time, far from your eyes, and that is no longer your problem to carry. And you receive the lesson of restoration, the lesson of someone who discovered along the way that they were much stronger than they ever imagined, and that the most beautiful part of the story began right after the hardest page to turn. Notice something important. Severe doesn't mean cruel. When I say that justice will teach a severe lesson to the one who played with your affection, I'm not promising you disaster. I'm not feeding your desire to see the other person suffer. Severe means serious. It means deep. It means it won't be a surface-level correction, the kind a person forgets the following week. It will be a lesson that truly teaches, that shakes the foundation, that confronts the person with who they are when no one is watching. And maybe, just maybe, at the bottom of this severe lesson there is even a mercy, because sometimes it's only by losing what they didn't know how to value that a hardened heart finally wakes up. But that's no longer your department. Your department is something else. Your department is to be healed. Look at what happened while you were watching this video. You came here carrying a heavy question, a question you may have been carrying for years. Why me? And I'll answer you now, at the end. It wasn't to destroy you. It was to rebuild you, stronger than you were before. You were not marked for suffering. You were forged by it, shaped by it for a life that your old, naive, and unsuspecting self wouldn't have been able to handle. The pain was the tool in my hands. But the purpose, from day one, was always your freedom. And freedom is coming. It was just waiting for you to let go of what needed to be let go. And if you felt, from the beginning to the end of this video, that every word seemed to speak directly to what you're living in silence, without telling anyone, I need you to understand that this has weight and it has meaning. You didn't get to the end of this video just to pass the time, and you didn't finish just to finish. There's a calling in this. There's an answer you still need to go find, and the responsibility to seek that answer is now yours, and no one else's. That's why I've prepared the powerful ebook for you, How to Know If God Will Save You on Judgment Day. The link is right in the description and pinned at the top of the comments. Just tap and open it. Simple as that. It was made to give you, with clarity and without beating around the bush, the certainty your soul is looking for, so that you don't live another day in doubt about where you stand before heaven. Don't put it off. Later is the cemetery where the most important callings go to die. Tap the link today while your heart is still open and soft, just the way it is right now. And to close, write down here in the comments, the justice is yours and my peace begins today. Write it and believe what you've written. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like and hit the notification bell. Because tomorrow I'll be back here with another word for your life. I'll see you in the next video. Peace be with you.